Hey, this is Riddle, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm going to dedicate this entire video to ground cherries. Okay, so what blows me away is I was introduced to ground cherries just a couple years ago, and so many people have no idea about this amazing vegetable? Question mark? It's in the tomatillo tomato uh, pepper, so it's in the nightshade family. So if you're avoiding nightshade, it's not the vegetable for you. But the reason they call it a ground cherry is it grows really prolifically, but when these little fruits are ripe, they'll turn a paper color, a brown color, and fall to the ground. And the cool thing about this is that the paper shell protects this incredibly delicious fruit inside. And the fruit tastes, even though it is in the tomato or tomatillo family, it actually is super sweet like a fruit. So it's great because you're getting less sugar but tons of vitamins and unusual vitamins that you don't find in most vegetables. A's, B's, C's, and minerals too, which just makes the ground cherry a real winner. They're super easy to grow, and they're, as you can see, they're super prolific. And what's crazy is when you germinate the seeds are tiny, and it's hard to imagine that the plant is going to get so huge. So I'm going to walk you around and show you a couple different types of ground cherries. And one plant, when it's happy, it grows lower, so it only gets about maybe 2 feet tall, but it can spread 3 to 6 feet across. And one plant will make thousands of ground cherries in just a couple months. These are really popular in Europe. I heard that they originally came from South America, though. But when you're in Paris, you'll find the ground cherries glazed on top of different pastries, and they're amazing. You can do so many different things with them too. Of course, eating them fresh is number one. You can make a shrub out of them, which means just crushing them up and preserving them in vinegar. They make incredible jams and jellies, so it's just endless what you can do with them. I'm going to show you. And if you live in an apartment, or you have a condo, or you don't have a lot of garden room, don't let that stop you, because look at this. It's a ground cherry growing in my herb bucket. This is a wheelbarrow that the wheel went bad on, and because the wheelbarrow was so old, I couldn't get an actual wheel for it, so I turned it into a planter. In the center were peppers. They're still there, but look at the ground cherries around the edge. Ginormous plants. And I really can't get enough of these, or in pots. So there's no reason why you can't grow them yourself. Now, there's several different types of ground cherries. The most common one is called the Aunt Molly, and that's the one you're looking at here, that's going to grow really lower to the ground and spread out, and it's an annual. The second and more rare ground cherry is this variety, and it's a German variety, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it because it's I'm not German, and it begins with an SH. The neat thing about the German ground cherry, first of all, you can see there's a serration on the leaves to the Aunt Molly. The German is round. I grew this one from seed, but I'm going to take you over here. The German actually has a completely different flavor. The German will actually perennialize if you put it somewhere that has kind of like a passive solar situation, so that would be near your house. Or over here, I mounded dirt against my raised bed, and I have the steel, and this created a situation of warmth that even in the wintertime, it didn't die. It stayed alive and kept making berries all winter long. Now, I'm in Northern California, so we do have a winter, and most stuff dies or dies back. But for some reason, this thing just kept going and going and going. Another difference between the German ones, as you see, get really tall. Some of these are over 6 feet tall at this point, and they're vining. And then lastly, with the German variety, you see the fruit here? Look at this Aunt Molly compared to that. So the fruit is 5 times the size of the Aunt Molly fruit. And the flavor, so the Aunt Molly is kind of a sweet, almost a pineapple, gooseberry flavor, but this tastes like a really rich raspberry, blackberry flavor. It's just nuts. And another thing we discovered with the German variety, the first year, the fruit had kind of a funny aftertaste. It offended some people didn't care. The second year, it matured into something a lot more mellow and delicious. So, grow ground cherries. They're so full of vitamins that I've noticed my bugs have not touched them. No aphids, no beetles, and they're so easy to grow. And I'm going to have seeds available for both varieties. If you're interested, you can contact me. They're all organic, they're all super healthy, and yeah. So that's about the ground cherries. Get ground cherries. High yield, easy care. You can grow them in pots, you can grow them in the ground. Okay, well, if you like my channel, money saving tips and unique plant collection, please subscribe, it helps, and take care of yourselves and take care of each other, because how we treat each other on the streets is ultimately our reality. Right, Tsotso? Bye for now.